we're at Minecraft 3 now. That's two more than one. And I just wanted to talk about things while breaking blocks on the floor. I think it's a worthwhile decision to go mining. So, so we the aviary, and yeah, I have enough stuff to realistically start mining with. So, like, oh, hello. I've just been thinking about a few things. First off, like, let's even, like, when you think about life and whatnot, there's normally like like implied goal or whatever. And for most of human history, it's just been, you know, have a family and then die. And that's kind of it. Like, support people that are in your life, feel generally okay about it, and then die about it. But say you want to do something else, because that's, we live in modern times right now. Say you don't want to do all that, and you're happy just existing. You don't care, you don't have any aspirations, there's no desires either way, because desire and attachment is root of all suffering. Shout outs to Siddhartha. Um, then what? No one has given me a concrete answer, but probably because there isn't an answer. It's not an answerable question. Like, what do you do once things are good? What do you do once you win? There's some suffering and strife and trying to do things, but there's no answer for what do you do once you win, once you're on top, once you're top dog. If I'm being honest, humans are pretty much the closest thing that planet Earth will ever get to a quote top dog. Then like, what now? What are we meant to do about this? Because like, it's clear that there's ways we can improve. There's many different ways we can go about that. But like, all of those don't answer the question of what happens once we win. The general state of ideologies is just like, we're gonna we're gonna make our ideology happen and then everything will be great. And sometimes I can get behind it, sometimes I can't. And then it's like, but I just kind of have to forget about that final bit, the final ending of, and then everything will be great. Because like, a constant struggle towards something, towards a goal, sounds awesome. That sounds beast. Like, I want to do that. I'm doing that every day. Even if I'm not very good at it. But then when you win, once everyone's happy with you, once you have a community of people, a good circle of friends, levels of intimacy all across any um any diagram you can make. You got all of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Then fucking what? You just call it quits? You just like die? Do you just kill yourself? There's not like It's not like a formula to make the world better after it's already good. Like this it's infinite. Um, and what's the alternative? The alternative is not doing that, not winning, forever losing, or forever trying. And that's where everyone's gonna be. Everyone's gonna be doing that. So we're doing it right now. And yeah, so like when you think about it, everything comes down to imperialism, which is just there is stuff there, and I get that stuff because I'm able to, because I'm stronger than you, and because you have worse conditions than me. When your older sibling calls you names when you're really young, that's imperialism. When your dad tells you not to go outside late at night, because um There's going to be people there and they're going to hurt you. The people there that's going to hurt you is imperialism, and your dad telling you not to do that stuff is imperialism. Don't tell me what to do is anti-imperialism, and um, but life itself is imperialist. The the whole idea, like nature itself, is all just a constant cycle of 99% of organisms not surviving, not having a good life, whatever that may be, and the rest of them maybe have an okay one, but for that 99%, it's just death and destruction and all the other bad stuff that I kind of don't want to say, um, because they're buzzwords. But yeah, like why would you do anything? It's it's rather nihilistic, but like why would you do anything when there's an animal out there. I'm out of bushes. There's an animal out there, a plant out there even, because I think plants can feel pain, or some of them can, anyways. And they're feeling pain, and then the world hates them. Oh hell yeah, cave. Like, like it doesn't matter what you do. You can reduce the amount of harm by introducing more good. You can try to ignore it, and ignoring it normally works. I've done that a good amount, and I recommend it. But say you don't want to ignore it. On a hypothetical level, if you were to not ignore any of that, if you were to just say, why do that instead of not doing that, um, you come up short. And that's what today's video is about. Today's video is about why be instead of being. Um, and well, the obvious answer is being is neutral, so therefore not being is also neutral, so neither is better or worse than the other. Um, I finally have enough iron for a pickaxe. So neither is good or bad. So it doesn't matter. Can you burn these? It's always a task trying to figure out what mundane, regular items you have in your inventory are able to burn for fuel. Wait, what are these? Wool? Yeah, wool, okay. Um, and what you can't. But yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, things are neutral. And we know this because of Lao Tzu, who said, like, we started talking about all that stuff, like the Tao one. Holy wow, wool is a really bad fuel source. Um, who said basically, like, yeah, action through inaction, etc., like the Tao, indefinable, indescribable, but somehow worth attaining or being in accordance with. Um, Yeah, so if we were to do that, that would not mean killing ourselves, because that's an action. That's like an attachment. You would just kind of be at the mercy of inertia otherwise. And well, inertia itself is neither here nor there. Did I forget my crafting table? Inertia itself is neither here nor there. So why is anything here nor there? Um, like an iron pickaxe. I really wanna pick code fuck pick to pick. I really wanna break a bunch of blocks. It's and neither here nor there action. So yeah, life, inertia, gravity, evolution, all that it just kind of happens. The conditions that sprung forth life on Earth has led to this moment. And those conditions will still exist even if everybody dies. Like statistically it's happened, so statistically it can happen again. And that's like whatever. No one care. Well, people care about that, but it's, as I said, neither here nor there. You can have a positive view of it or a negative view on it. Both views are incorrect. You gotta be neutral towards it. You gotta be in accordance to the Tao. You gotta not be in accordance to the Tao, because having an attachment to the Tao is bad. And Slavoj Žižek will Slavoj Žižek will reward you for being witty and interesting. Do I want to go into the Nether, or do I want to keep mining? I want to keep mining. I don't even know how long I've been recording so far, but I have a feeling this video is going to be a bit of a long one because I have a lot to say, and I need to get this out of here. So like, fun, odd interaction I had today. So like, there's like this guy who, for some reason or another, I just have his Instagram, and I know him through no other means, and we're not like friends, we're not like enemies. Like, we don't know each other. We have zero relation to each other, zero mutual interests, zero mutual friends. But occasionally he will ask me, "How are you?" Because he's the one initiating. Or he would send me an Instagram reel, and I would respond how I would respond to anyone else. And he's a generally chill guy. Um, I've nothing against him. In fact, I kind of prefer him to other people. Um, but at the same time, it's a confusing situation in that there's nothing to do about that. Everything I could be friends with this guy if I knew him better. I could hate this guy if I knew him better. But it's clear that I've no means of knowing him better without a severe amount of effort that neither of us really want to put in to a person who we don't even know. We've we've nothing in common at all. I guess apart from being in the same general area. And and he spoke to me today. He asked me, "How are you?" And I started talking about my day. I was like, "Yeah, I've been playing a lot of Minecraft." He's like, "Yeah, I've been playing a lot of Roblox." And so it's like, oh, my pickaxe was doing stuff. And so he was like, "Yeah, he started talking about his stuff, whatever, whatever, whatever." Um, I guess I have to keep going. After that, he started asking like, he somehow started talking. I don't know how that point started. He started going on about like how it's hard to make friends as an adult, and how because he doesn't have the typical ways that people do make friends as adults. Um, and I was like, yeah, I relate to your struggle, dude. I understand the struggle, and then he's also like, do you also know the situation of you're in a friend group, but nobody will want to hang out outside of that friend group, and how no one really has a deeper connection. They just kind of hang out and know each other on a surface level. And I'm like, yes, that's most of my interactions with people is all very surface level. Um, I know a lot of people. I'm the kind of person that a lot of people know, but I'm not the kind of person that somebody knows that most people will know very much about. Not that I'm mysterious and whatnot. I'm just kind of um not there a lot of the time. Quite often I do not talk to the people who know me. Um, and they do not talk to me because there's no reason to push for things to talk about. So I am functionally a chance encounter you would see on the street. And I told him about this. I said, this is how most of my interactions with people go. And he's like, all right, so what exactly would you want to get out of talking to me? And And I struggle to really answer that question because I didn't really have any goal, anything to say about that. I didn't really care about getting anything from him. I didn't really want to use him in any way, or like say, hey, I think it'd be cool if we became best buds and stuff. Let's try our best to do that. So I just said, yeah, I'm the kind of person that if you're in any need, you can just call up for some bullshit and I'll be there. That's kind of the best way I could describe it. I'm like a scheme for hire. Um, and I hope to have that relationship with most people. That if it's just like, hey guys, today I have a side quest, which is I'm going to be picking cigarette butts off the floor and putting them into bags. I really wish that most of the people I know, if I was to send them a message like that, would be like where and when, and then they would do it. Um, considering assuming all of the factors are like accounted for. But obviously doing that is rather difficult and it's a big risk. So if I was to try do that to a lot of the people who I know, then they would either get confused and require a lot of clarification, which I mean, not a bad thing to need, or I don't know, is it lab? It won't. Or they're just gonna be like, what? Maybe not. Maybe we can just go to a cafe and stuff. Which I find boring. Which reminds me of another relationship I've had in my life. Platonic one, not like an intimate relationship, just literally a friend I've had at one point in my life, which was somebody who I literally saw like once, maybe twice a year, lived in my local area, and who the only interactions I've had with really, like in a actual sense, has been asking them, hey, do you want to go look at mushrooms? So I would go outside with them and I would look at mushrooms, and we'd do that when the mushrooms were grown, which is like autumnish. And then during like winter time, when the mushrooms were no longer there, they stopped sprouting, they've done their purpose, then I would not talk to them again. And it would be a great time. Like that person, probably one of the best friends I've ever had. But that was about it, and it eventually stopped through simple lack of inertia. Like it, I don't know. They were doing other things. I were doing other things. We never even asked to continue or whatever. It's just the natural flow of things. That was copper. And I think about that person in a like as a as a character in my life, like as a not like the actual real life nuanced person that I know, that I didn't know actually, who still exists today and is still probably doing stuff that I have no idea what that stuff is. Um, but I just think of the function of, hey, do you want to go look at mushrooms? And we went to go look at mushrooms and pick them up and bum around and shit. I wish I could have that with everyone or most people. Man, I generally think it's easier to just let the creepers blow themselves up. Running out of food here. But I guess the problems with that are it's hard to craft. It's oh hey craft. It's hard to make that sort of a relation. What can I eat? Not much. Is this like better or worse than the axe? Way worse. And I'm not even sure how I came about knowing and interacting with a mushroom person as I did, or how I came about and interacting with person that I have on Instagram. These sort of things just sort of happen precariously, and I've been. Ugh, and this reminds me of another interaction I had with someone, which was someone who I still talk to quite regularly, who simply one of the first memories I have of them, in like online, not even in person, was them just calling me so precarious. Um, and that's not precarious with a P-E or it's P-I-C. Sort of like t Tom Sawyer's Robinson Crusoe type deal. I thought that was very fun. I thought it was a very good compliment. I thought that was the type of compliment that I appreciated. Um, I thought that was a I thought that was a great word to describe me, and I really liked the fantasy that I was very precarious, especially like outwardly, that I was the type of person to on a whim do things and get entangled in schemes. But of course, I'm not. I'm very mundane and boring, and I try to make Minecraft videos on YouTube, which is not like even a main aspiration of mine. I'm just doing what is healing at the moment. So yeah, this is Minecraft 3. I should probably end the video soon, shouldn't I? You know what? You have until the iron finishes melting. So I'm not even gonna touch the keyboard or whatever. I'm just gonna move my hands around and stuff. Um, But the videos, they kind of suck, and I recognize that. I'm not the best at doing this. I'm not the best at playing Minecraft. I don't even like Minecraft all that much. I get very bored of it, but it's a great process to do. Um, I I've struggled to talk and play the game at the same time, and it looks like we're nearly come to the end. So hopefully you enjoyed this ramble type version of a video. And that was Minecraft 3. Hopefully Minecraft 4 comes out tomorrow. If not, toodles. Um, bye. I gotta get ready to click my hotkey.